Time for some sunshine. I'm going out later. Today is Father's Day in the United States, and my daughter lives with me here in Naples, Florida, and has invited me out to a nice cup of coffee and what have you after, well, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 p.m. tonight. So I am looking forward to that. In the meantime, out here to grab some of this vitamin D and to talk to you. Very cool day here in Naples. Gosh, look at this, guys. Sometimes, ooh, a lot of wind. Can't get enough of this view, especially knowing where this heads. Right down to the sand. How green this is, man. I am so grateful for all this beauty around here where I live. It was a choice to live here some 22 years ago, and I have not regretted it. Even in the heart of summer, it's just beautiful, and surrounded by all this. I mean, there's nothing more than to be grateful for each moment. You guys do follow my therapy, my protocol, that may be fighting a challenge in your life, such as a life-threatening disease like cancer. You know that I recommend, I just tell you what I do. I'm no nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, not a athletic coach of any kind, but I have found that if you do more resistant training, like with resistance bands or just gentle walking or even fast walking, but no aerobic stuff, right? I don't do any aerobics while I'm on this, because that's too much for the body. You may start burning some of your muscle protein, because we're really low protein, low calorie, and low carb too, 0 carbs. And so we want to keep it to like resistance training. And you know what that is. So let's take a look at this. Yeah. We're down here yesterday doing my live YouTube video. And man, it was just nice. No way to describe it other than just nice, beautiful. Oh, it's a little toasty going down here. Hot. I love it though. So let's see. I'm gonna go over this way for me. Sit down and chat with you for a sec. I was gonna get closer to the ocean, but I noticed yesterday as I played back part of my live YouTube that there were parts that were difficult to hear because of the noise of the waves and also the wind. So let's just get up here. Don't have to spend too long. I'll tell you one thing that's interesting on this keto diet. I'm serious about this ketogenic diet. I didn't think it was true at first. Okay, got the wind coming in from over that way, so maybe if I turn, you guys get like a nice view of the ocean, and I'll keep you shaded from the wind, or blocking the wind anyway. But and this is so true. I can be laying out here in the sun, and I'm not sure what mechanism is in place, and I am not recommending for you to come out in the sun without any protection. But if you are a follower and do keto and have been out in the sun and can prove this to our other viewers, let me know, because the thought is you can stay out in the sun much longer than you normally would if you're not on a ketogenic diet. I'm not sure what it does to the skin, or allowing the skin to respond quickly to the sunshine, but it works. I mean, it has for me, okay? So like I said, don't recommend this. It's just a benefit I have found in my life to the ketogenic diet, and I am grateful for that. The other benefits today's Sunday, it's day of gratefulness, of, counting blessings. There's this guy, I'll put his Twitter handle down in the description. This guy is just full of so much information, and he's just like me, not a doctor, not any kind of nutritional, credentialed person, but he has been through a lot in his life, and he just shares his information and will tell you it's not what I'm recommending you do, but it's what I do, and it works for me. So I want to tell you guys that I am on board with that. I read what he publishes on Twitter. He helps people understand the science behind it. He helps people understand what has happened when people take such and such a supplement or do such and such a thing. How diet affects almost every part of our health and our being. And not only diet, but sleep, exercise, all of the health aspects. And he is incredible. And I will, publish his ID, his handle, so you can follow him if you ever get on Twitter. It's just, it's worth getting on Twitter just to have this guy's wealth of information. I mean, you can take it or leave it. It's sort of like a grocery store. This is the way I always thought about it, is you just come into a grocery store, there's all kinds of stuff on the shelves, and you take what works for you, leave the rest. You don't have to take everything. Try it, and you may not like it. Yesterday, the first time in my life, it was day before yesterday, I bought kimchi. It's a food that's consumed in Korea. It's fermented, and that's what I wanted in my body, is probiotics, right? Fermented foods. So I bought kimchi, bought the fermented sauerkraut. This is all at Trader Joe's. One of these days I'll take the camera in there and let you guys see our Trader Joe's here in the United States. And I also bought fermented pickles. So it was great. Today I am on another Dave Jackson's Kitchen escapade of I'm going to ferment my own food. And what I've done is, bright and early, I got up, went to the farmer's market, and got some small cucumbers for pickling. And I have those out. I am right now getting some whey out of yogurt by straining it, because there's not liquid whey at the store here, and the little recipe calls for whey. I have my salt, I have my dill. Didn't find horseradish root, which keeps the pickles from going too mushy. But everything else is in place and ready to do some pickling. I'm not going to pickle, actually. I'm going to ferment these guys. I guess that's pickling, right? And somebody told me, Tammy told me from Scotland, we chat a lot on the direct messages, and she said it's stupid easy. So if I can mess it up, though, I'm here to say that it probably can be messed up, right? I think I'm ready to go back. I have the iPhone 12 mini, and has tremendously good 5G reception almost everywhere here in Naples. A lot of wind, but one thing it does do when I get down here on the beach and out in the heat, and when I'm making videos, it heats up and the screen goes really dark, so I really can't see what I am making a video of, but I assume the camera's pointing at me, and I'm gonna go back to the condo. Oh man, you know how ouch. You know how good vitamin D is for you? It is. That was toasty enough probably to burn the bottom of my feet, which I don't think I did. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, so it's hot. I mean, the sun is hot. Actually, with this breeze, it's not so bad. Yeah, I am one of these days, and just tons of gratitude today. And like I always say, gratitude, mindset is really a big part of what I do and what I do, right? I'm just telling you that I have found a complete package. The only thing I'm doing right now is just fine-tuning a couple of the supplements, but I'm always doing that. I will always do that, and I'll always fine-tune the whole protocol, I guess. If some new information comes out that the science proves it, or if science hasn't gotten to it yet, we have enough people that have tried it and have had great results. That's another thing. Sometimes science takes years to catch up. People, doing this ketogenic diet for medicinal purposes, actually that took like years before. They did it back turn of the century, and for epilepsy in kids, and it worked. But it went away because they developed a drug that helped kids with their epilepsy, their seizures. So they stopped using therapeutic ketosis as the regimen, the medicine for that. So, which is sad, because for decades it went could have helped millions of people in different things like type 2 diabetes, obesity, cancers, a lot of other diseases as well, metabolic diseases. And now it's getting a new wave back of power, and I'm riding that wave, and I invite you to ride along with me. It's crazy, incredible, and what I feel, what I see from the results at my oncologist, it's just it's amazing. So, and it would be dumb for me to keep it all for myself, right? If I found something. That's why these guys publish these scientific papers. They want to be published because they want to show you, that, hey, this stuff's working, and we want to share it with the world. And just, that makes total sense to me. I love it. So, I'm going to go back inside and take a shower, get ready for afternoon tea or coffee with my daughter. But before I do, I want to say a few words about my other kids. Let me do that. One of the biggest assets in this journey to me has been my son David, who has not only taken days, weeks out of his life to research documents to research theories, to research nutrients, nutritional supplements, and drugs, and therapies, and quackery, and the whole works. And David, I really appreciate you. He's my eldest son. And man, I could not have done all this without him. Now, next is Dennis. Actually, my eldest. Try to open the door here. There we go. Vanessa, my daughter. She has been a great asset in my life. A prayer warrior, cheerleader, giving me opinion on things, like when I first got this, I thought, well, what caused this? I want to know. And I came up with some assumptions. Maybe drinking too much, maybe doing this too much, maybe taking too much of this. And she said, Dad, there are people that, could easily outdrink and outsmoke you and live to be 110, which is true. So it's hard to find, to pinpoint that thing that gave you the disease. So I appreciate her because it got me thinking in another direction that it may not have been anything on my part at all. Could be, but who knows? So the next is David, and then there's Dennis, and he's flying around the world always. So he offers opinion as well, constructive, always giving me these virtual high fives, and I appreciate him so much. He always buys me gifts, sends them through Amazon, which I think is kind of cool. And never forgets, Dad, so that's nice. Then next is Kevin, which is the youngest son, and he's a joy in my life. Kevin is literally a joy. He's always happy, he's always outgoing, always cheerful, always the positive one, and always loving. And he does voiceover work for some major podcasts and audiobooks, and has quite a crazy life doing that in his studio. Different, right? And then Rachel, who lives here with me in the condo, and she's such a blessing too. Always asking, how you doing today, Dad? Anything I can get you? Do you want me to do this? As soon as we get done with this, let's do this. Always like making life easier for me ever since day one. Never showing fear, even though I know this affects your family, right? So this encouragement of having this beautiful circle of strength around you. This is my personal family. My mom is included in this too, and my sister. All cheerleaders, even though they live far away. I love social media for that. They can reach out at any time. And do. But you have to have that around you. That is just such a good part of keeping your mind where it should be, right? Like I always talk about the slippery slope, you can start thinking about, it's Father's Day, my dad passed away, maybe I'll go see him soon, that's just stupid stuff, right? Stupid thinking. It's like, no, we're going to beat this thing, we're going to live longer than Dad lived, and we're going to be a blessing still to our children, right? I'm always assuming that you're a guy, but you could be a girl to a gal, fighting a disease. It doesn't have to be cancer. It could be some other critical thing that a therapeutic keto diet can help. Check with a nutritionist, go online and see if there have been any scientific results in your area. Not in your area of where you live, but in the area of your disease. And if so, continue to look into it, right? Oh, that's Fred. I have one of those Roombas here. He makes noise, but he backs up and starts vacuuming the floor, doing his thing. On Sunday, he starts a little later in the day. Kind of gives us all a time to not hear that so early in the morning. So I just appreciate you guys too. It's my extended family out in the YouTube verse and the Twitter verse and the Instagram verse, the 3 platforms that I'm on. You guys are amazing. Love you. And I just want to say thank you. I'm grateful. And let's keep thinking great thoughts. Let's keep pushing. I am not going to give up. I'm going to do my part, everything that I can, as much as I read, as much as I, live day to day. The parts of my life that I can do, I am not going to lay in bed all day and, because I know, like I made a video not too long ago saying cancer doesn't take a day off, so I can't either. Got to keep pushing, right? All right. Take care. Love you guys. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for subscribing here. Thank you.